So there's been some requests I've seen on the forums for actual functional video of the Clockwork DevTerm running. So I figured I'd record that video now and just kind of do a quick showcase of it just functional and a little poke around the OS. So this is the DevTerm with the Pi core inside of it. I have it charging with a Type-C on the side. So on this side we have some I/O. We got a USB-A port, a Type-C for power, a micro HDMI, and a headphone jack here on the side. On the back here we have a port for the thermal printer. And then on this other side we have two USB-A ports. And then nothing super huge on the bottom. We got the power button and a micro SD card slot here. On the front here we have a full QWERTY keyboard, a D-pad, and an ABXY button schema. On the sides up here we just have the little things that twist for opening up the chassis to get to the modules inside. And yeah, so let's fire this thing up. Pressing the bottom and holding it for a moment, we'll see that it's lit up here. I want to plug it in and just let it charge. And here we are. Something I forgot to mention on the bottom, I don't want to open it right now, but we have two batteries here. I can't remember the exact specifications of those batteries since I am relatively new to these size of batteries, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So here we are. We're in the OS. This is just, honestly, it's running a pretty standard version of Raspberry Pi. So it's just Raspbian, so nothing fancy there. I have the VNC server running so I can get into it and manage it a little bit better, because honestly, while it is pretty cool having this full QWERTY keyboard here on the front, it's not the most it's not the best for long typing sessions or anything. So right here we have a little trackball here which lets us move around the mouse. You probably can't see that super well here, but it will move the mouse around. It is not a touchscreen. The IPS display, while nice and wide, is not touch, so you'll be navigating around with this. And then you either click in with the mouse wheel, or you push one of the mouse buttons down here, left, middle, and right click. So I can just come up here and I can open up a terminal and just get access to a pretty traditional terminal here. So I can type something like ifconfig and get our network information here, and other things like ls will work as well, no issues there. Since it is Linux and it's Raspbian, I can just install things apt-get. Some of the things that it comes preloaded with on here is up here. We can access the menu just like Raspbian. At this point the arrow keys is sometimes a little bit better. It comes with Chromium and Firefox, but I installed a more of a lightweight web browser. And I got some games on here as well, like Crispy Doom. There's some modifications you can run to get Crispy Doom or Doom to run at the full resolution, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. Get back out of this here. I also have Pico 8 running on here as well, so if Pico 8 is one of your kind of your go-to, Pico 8 works pretty nicely on here. So there is some slowdown, but it does run. I can come in here and execute. Pico 8. So Pico 8 runs pretty nicely in here, but because of the Pico 8's resolution, it doesn't span the full screen. So it's just here in the middle, but you can Alt-Enter and get windowed and do stuff in the background. I'm not sure what else to really showcase here other than this is the Clockwork DevTerm here. And full web browsing works and everything. I can come up here and just open up a web browser without issue. Come over here to Google. Nice. So we can power it off just by pushing this down here, and it will send the shutdown signal, and it's off. So the only thing you really need to be aware of here is the batteries on the back is not something that it comes with, so it's something you're going to need to purchase. So in this case, they are 18650s. There's 2 of them here, and yeah, just pick up a few of those, and you're good to go. I can do a quick tear down here as well, real quick. So to access it and building this as well is completely DIY. It comes in parts and pieces that you put together, which honestly I'm a big fan of. Comes with a nice manual here, which it runs you through all the different steps you need to do to install it, which is nice. But you can take it apart at any point, which is neat. I can take those 2 sides off here, take off the front faceplate here, and we get access to the front here. IPS display is up here. Got the keyboard down here. You can pop the keyboard out like so. It just has these, I can't remember what these are called, but they're the contact mount pins that just connect and interface through that. And then what I can do, so inserts here, I can pull these out, move these out of the way. The power button as well needs to come out. And then what I can do is flip this over. And get access to the internals here. So this is what it looks like once it's assembled, but the kit that you get in the box will have all these parts in it. The only thing that it doesn't come with is the batteries, and the thermal printer does require you to buy your own paper, but once you got those going, you have a nice little setup here. And down here I have it screwed in, so I can't really pop it out super easily, is the Raspberry Pi Compute Module 3. It's got the expansion board over here. It's got some I/O for some other things here, like we got a ribbon cable connector for a camera. There's some GPIO down here. The screen ribbon cable comes in here. The antenna for the Wi-Fi, which it comes with Wi-Fi. The antenna comes over here and breaks out over here on the side. So yeah. That's pretty much all there is to it. There's nothing super fancy here, but yeah, all the stuff can be easily be taken out after the fact, so I can pop these little standoffs off here and take this out if I really wanted to. This is when I break it on camera. Probably should grab something to help me lever that off of here. Of course I struggle with it. Didn't really plan this one through, did I? There we go. So yeah, modular. So here's the battery thing. But yeah, all comes apart. Pieces can be swapped out, upgraded, whatever. But these are pretty much the only modules right now. but it is very hackable, which is nice. So if you wanted to throw in a cellular antenna in here, or plug in a camera, or maybe change out and come up with a better battery configuration, you can do that. The nice thing as well is there's a lot of space up here where the thermal printer is, but if you didn't want a thermal printer, you don't need to have a thermal printer. You just pop out the ribbon cable and get rid of this thermal printer and put something else up there. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and piece this back together off camera, but hopefully this gives some people a kind of a better understanding of what the DevTerm looks like when it's running, what the internals look like, and what the external of it looks like as well. For those that are truly observant and have stuck around this long, how am I doing wrong here? There we go. I also have the Clockwork game shell here as well. So I guess a little size comparison, if that's kind of what you're looking for. About that size. And I also have a pocket chip here as well, so it's a good in between from the game shell and the pocket chip. It's almost as big as the pocket chip, really. Maybe a little bit bigger, but definitely the actual keyboard is a welcome addition opposed to the chiclet keys of the pocket chip. But there you have it. Later.